Hundreds of political groups and personalities have paid solemn homage on the former governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari. Governor Matawale charges royal fathers to provide intelligence to security agencies. Kaduna State government spends 16 billion naira on security. On business, NIPOS and Federal Inland Revenue Service roll over stamp duty collection. And on the international scene, President Buhari mourns Senegal-based Islamic leader Khalifa Sheikh Ahmed Inyas. Welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Onyoda. Hundreds of political groups and many personalities are currently trooping to the residence of the former governor of Zamfara State and the leader of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Dr. Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar in Kaduna, to pay solemn homage. The latest batch of the group who congratulated him are representative of people from various political and non-political organizations in Zamfara State, which includes National Provost of APC Youth Caucus, the Malikinra Foundation, AA Yari Media Network, Shehi Youth Volunteer, Kwanka Foundation, among others. Standard Voice Television has witnessed the visit. The Zamfara State government has directed secondary schools in the state to reopen from August 9 to enable existing students seats for secondary school certificate examination. The State Commissioner of Education, Alhaji Ibrahim Abdullahi, disclosed this while speaking to newsmen in Gusau on Tuesday. Alhaji Abdullahi said the state is complying with the federal government directives of the reopening of schools for the exit classes at junior and senior level. Based on this, Governor Bello Matawale Marado has directed the Ministry of Education to immediately commence the process of reopening of schools for exit classes as directed by the federal government. The commissioner said they have concluded deliberation at management level and have taken all issues under consideration, as well as analyzed all the problems and opportunities and have resolved them. He said all the boarding schools will be reopened on the 9th of August, while the day schools will be reopened on 10th of August. The decision is to allow both private and public schools to make proper arrangements and prepare for the examinations in line with the COVID-19 protocols. Alhaji Abdullahi said the state government will promulgate all its 193 schools and examination centers across the state. He enjoined parents and guardians to ensure proper resumptions of their work to the school and also take certain responsibility of equipping their children with certain palliatives, as well as adhere to COVID-19 protocols. Zamfara State government apologizes for its inability to distribute cows and rams during the just concluded Salah festivity as earlier promised. State Commissioner for Religious Affairs Sheikh Tukur Sani Jengebe made the clarification in a Zamfara radio program, Hayaki Fida Nakogo. Earlier, the state governor, Dr. Bello Matawale Marado, has said that his administration has distributed over 5,000 rams and over 9,000 cows in the effort to assist the less privileged and orphans. The governor said during his Salah broadcast that as at this period is meant for spiritual rejuvenation and show of love to humanity, and we have extended the usual government gesture to public servants, political groups and communities to enable them celebrate Salah with ease and merriment. For this period, 993 cows and 5,663 rams were distributed to various categories of people, including the less privileged, the returnees, as well as orphans and Islamic scholars. Reacting to the development, Special Advisor to the State Governor on Public Enlightenment and Media Communication, Mr. Zailani Bapa, in a statement issued to newsmen, said there is no contradiction between what the governor said, as well as the commissioner, which is that 5,663 rams and 993 cows were bought and distributed to beneficiaries by the state government for the just concluded Salah festival. Mr. Zailani Bapa, however, said the commissioner was actually speaking over a special package of the animals meant for imams of Jumat mosques, teachers of Islamia schools, renowned Islamic scholars, and families of the deceased renowned Islamic scholars, which members has not been stated. It could be recalled, however, that some of these categories of beneficiaries were included in the 5,663 rams and 993 cows list. Zamfara State Governor Dr. Bello Matawale Maradun has charged royal fathers in the state to provide intelligence that can lead to the end to banditry, kidnapping, and cattle rustling bedeviling the entire northern region of the country. The governor gave charge while receiving people of Shinkafe, Zurumi, Kaura Namoda, Brini Magaji, Safi Emirate councils who paid him solemn homage at his Gusau residence. Governor Matawale said royal fathers have a great role to play in gathering and sharing of intelligence with security agencies that will lead to ending the security challenges, especially armed banditry, kidnapping, and cattle rustling facing the northern region. He directed them to share intelligence with security agencies so that immediate appropriate measure can be taken accordingly. The governor described sharing genuine intelligence as the major bedrock of ending security challenges facing the region and the country at large. President Muhammadu Buhari is currently presiding over Security Council meetings at the Council Chamber, Presidential Villa, Abuja. In attendance are the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, and the National Security Advisor, NSA Major General Babagana Mungono, retired. Others are the service chiefs led by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olonisakin, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Burutai, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ekwe Ibas, and the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. Also present are the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Adamu, the Director General of National Department of State Services, DSS, Yusuf Bichi, and the Director General National Intelligence Agency, NIA, Ahmed Rufai, and the Directorate of Military Intelligence. Some of the ministers are the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, the Minister of Interior Rauf Aribeshola, the Minister of Defense Bashir Magashi, the Minister of Police Affairs Mohammed Dinyadi, and the Minister of State Foreign Affairs Ambassador Zubairu Dada. Some security experts are expected to make presentations at the meeting. The report planned by the Trade Union Congress to embark on a nationwide protest over the alleged President Buhari's inaction over the high level of corruption uncovered at the Niger Delta High-Level Development Agency, the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is ill-advised and totally uncalled for, considering that there are ongoing investigations in the cases by both the executive and the legislative arms of government. These processes must be allowed to run their full courses. It is against the norm in a democratic society as well as the natural law of justice to seek action, meaning punishment against offenders before proper investigation, trial, and conviction. The President has made it clear that the allegations that have surfaced clearly constitute a breach of trust, and as the investigations take hold and close out, all those found wanting will face the wrath of the law. The TUC, as an enlightened group of labor unionists, should indeed voice their indignation when such acts are being unearthed. Nigeria recorded 304 new cases of COVID-19 on Tuesday. The agency said the figure, one of the lowest in the last 2 weeks, raised the total number of cases in the country to 44,433. Despite the recent decline, the number of deaths on Tuesday was 14, raising the total number to 910. The country crossed the 800 death toll 2 weeks ago. Nigeria has recorded daily cases below 500 since Friday, with Monday's tallies of 288, the lowest in nearly 2 months. Nearly 32,000 recoveries have been recorded so far. The new cases, according to the NCDC, were found in the 20 states. They are FCT with 90 cases, Lagos with 59, Ondo 39, Taraba with 18, Rivers with 17 cases, Borno with 15, Adamawa 12, and Oyo with 1 case. Others are Delta with 9 cases, Edo with 16, Bauchi, Kwara, Ogun, and Oshu recorded 4 cases each. Bayelsa, Plateau, and Niger have 3 cases each, while Nasarawa and Kano have 2 cases each. Executive Secretary, National University Commission, TUC, Professor Abubakar Rashid on Tuesday announced that 32 federal, state, and private universities are conducting different stages of research to tackle direct and collateral impact of COVID-19. Professor Rashid, who was represented by Dr. Suleiman Yusuf, Deputy Executive Secretary Academic, stated this in Abuja at a news conference on the contribution of the Nigerian university system toward mitigating the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. He noted that the research will be building up over the coming month. According to him, the universities will not relent in their effort until COVID-19 is consigned to history and lessons learned for tackling future national epidemics and global pandemics. As at June 22, not less than 32 universities are involved in different stages of research aimed at galvanizing research towards the development of vaccines and non-vaccines for the COVID-19 pandemic. Kaduna State Governor Alhaji Nasiru El-Rufai says the state government has spent about 16 billion naira on security in the last 5 years. Alhaji El-Rufai, who made a disclosure at a meeting with the Council of Emirs and Chiefs on Tuesday in Kaduna, explained that the money was used to support security agencies and acquire technology and infrastructure to fight insecurity in the state. The governor noted that the money would have gone into developmental projects if the people have chosen to live in peace. He therefore called on all the traditional rulers to help persuade people to choose to live peacefully and address misleading narratives on current communal conflicts in part of the state. He noted that part of the misleading narrative on the current crisis in southern Kaduna was the false claims of genocide and land grabbing. The governor emphasized that the claims had no basis whatsoever. The rapidly degenerating security situation in the country will feature very prominently when governors meet today for their 14th NGF teleconference meeting. This is contained in the invitation sent out to governors by the Director General of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Mr. Ashishana Bayo. Not expectedly in line with the security and policing swamp that the country has found itself, the attack on Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum will be tabled for discussion, just as the state governors will also preview a webinar which comes up on the 11th of August, driven through a partnership of the Nigerian Governors Forum and the Center for Value in Leadership led by Professor Pat Utomi. One such webinar had taken place last month where the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, x-rayed insecurity and thus challenges of governance and leadership in the new normal as it affects its state. That too come under the governor's satellite. Benue State government has rejected the 3 trailers load of rice donated by the federal government through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs as COVID-19 palliatives, saying the deliveries were no longer fit for human consumption. Chairman of the State Emergency Committee on COVID-19, Deputy Governor Benson, told reporters that the rice has expired and would be returned to the federal government. He said the state spent about 2 million naira to purchase the bags of rice. Speaking to kickstart the distribution of COVID-19 palliatives to the state 23 local government areas, Mr. Benson stated that even though the bags of rice had been taken to the 3 senatorial zones, the government had decided to return them to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. He said government cannot afford to risk the health of its citizens by giving them expired rice to eat. Our former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Comrade Adams Oshomole, says the APC will respond accordingly if the People's Democratic Party (PDP) decides to turn the upcoming election in Edo State into violence. The former Labour leader disclosed this while speaking with Arise Television, adding that the APC would not stay idle and watch the governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki, and the PDP violently steal the people's mandate. He said they will meet violence with violence. The former governor stated that he turned down his successor because the governor has derailed from the path and has not met the expectation of Edo people. Let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Welcome to Standard Voice Business Update. The ongoing imbroglio between Nigeria Postal Services and the Federal Inland Revenue Services over the injunction of the two in stamp duty collection took another dimension on Thursday. In a statement, the Director of Communication, FIRS, Abdullahi Ahmed, said the agency is determined not to only ensure that all money collected by NIPOST into its illegally operated stamp duties account are remitted into the Federation account, but also make sure that any kobo not accounted for in the account is legally recovered. It could be recalled that the chairman of NIPOST, Mamuna Abubakar, in tweets at the weekend, lamented that the FIRS has stolen the mandate of NIPOST. The NIPOST chairman said the FIRS, which is the agency responsible for assessing, collecting, and accounting for tax accruing to the federal government, has begun printing stamps. She alleged that FIRS did not only steal NIPOST stamp, but also its ideas. Abubakar called on the general public to come to their aid because FIRS has stolen their mandate, adding that FIRS are now stealing stamp instead of buying from NIPOST. Malam Abubakar said they need to get their mandate. He said NIPOST is the solemn custody of national stamps, and that agency printing and stealing stamp is against the law of the land. And that is all on Standard Voice Business Updates. I'm Agua Rita.
And on the international scene, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed deep sadness over the demise of Sheikh Ahmed Inyas, Grand Khalifa, leader of Tijaniya Islamiyya movement in Africa. In a condolence message to the President, Macky Sall, government and people of Senegal, as well as millions of members of the sect in Nigeria, President Buhari said it was really sad news for the Muslim communities, especially members of Tijaniya movement, to learn that our beloved Khalifa Sheikh Ahmed Inyas has passed away in Senegal. Sheikh Ahmed Inyas, who took over from his father Sheikh Ibrahim Inyas, did not at all disappoint the large followers of his greatly adored father. He will be remembered for his impeccable service to Islam and passion towards the sect followers, which has a large body in Nigeria. The president recalled that June 2018, Sheikh Ahmed Inyas visited the State House, Abuja, accompanied by some eminent Nigerians, including President of BUA Group of Companies, Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu. On behalf of himself, government, and people of Nigeria, President Buhari prays for the eternal repose of his departed soul. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Hundreds of political groups and personalities have paid Salah homage on the former governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari. Governor of Matawale charges royal fathers to provide intelligence to security agencies. Kaduna State government spends 16 billion naira on security. On business, NIPOST and Federal Inland Revenue Service roll over stamp duty collection. And on the international scene, President Buhari mourns Senegal-based Islamic leader Khalifa Sheikh Ahmed Inyas. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garubatinau. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoda. Keep watching Standard Voice Television.